My theory is that the Alliance were like, okay, shorter queue times, I'll try it out. And they were like, no. I'll take my longer queue times.
But I'm not saying Garage is right, but he wasn't fucking wrong.
Well, there's love and there's addiction.
When you're level motherfucking 100, running through Frostfire Ridge,
Said you don't understand the abilities, and he said go fuck yourself.
and some son of a bitch hits you and dazes you and knocks you off your mount, fuck that shit.
I have tingles, just so you know.
Not role models! Not role models!
Everybody, welcome back to the Drunken Crusade, where we're joined as usual by Erdian.
Yep, hi.
Hi, Erd. Sean can't be here tonight, so your mom and dad say hi. He told me to tell you that. And as usual, my friend, lover, and life partner, Nutguard is here.
What's up, people?
Wearing a fucking beanie for one reason or another.
Because it's fucking cold outside. It's cold down in Texas. It's 40 degrees. It's fucking cold degrees down here.
God damn it!
Yeah, it's cold as shit down here, and it's rainy. It's gonna start snowing here in a little bit.
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, not too shabby. Having a good weekend, good holiday weekend. Yourself?
Well fed.
Well
I
fed.
woke up this morning and I was like, God damn, it's got to be time for me to go to work. Nope, got 2 more days of this. Yep.
So, I mean, have y'all spent any of your time in 6.2.3, the new patch?
I spent a lot of time in 6.2.3.
Yeah, was it last week it dropped? Has your game time increased because of the patch?
Well, no, not because of the patch. My game time has increased because of the PvP season, which could be any fucking patch, right?
No,
so the content.
Patch.
Well, yeah, but seasons can reset regardless of what fucking patch it is. But the content of the patch isn't what brought me.
Yeah, but they're gonna say the new PvP season is part of the content of the patch.
Well, they can say what they want, but
so your answer is yes, and the next one was like, what?
Because of the PvP season it brought.
Yeah. What was your next question? Part 2?
Part 2 was what part of the patch brought you back? Was it the Valor? Was it the new PvP season?
I believe that one's been answered.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It was called you can't answer fucking simple questions. You gotta fucking do the head to the end instead of answer the questions given to you.
Starting strong.
My time hasn't necessarily gone up, but I have spent more time in random heroics.
Oh, Eric must have got a pizza. I don't understand how it came that fast. Eric was debating on ordering between Papa John's and Domino's. And so I convinced him to go with Papa John's because Domino's is still fucking nasty, even after their recipe revamp. And Papa John's is going to be a 65 to 70 minute wait. But he brought the dogs in the bar to alert him because apparently they can't hear the fucking doorbell. So, Aird, have you played more since the patch? More or less? About the same?
Kind of about the same. There's been other factors too, how much time I have to spend on it, but I have been doing some more random heroics and seeing random people in random heroics.
I noticed quite a few of my friends on my friends list have been trying to get some Valor. And you happen to be one of them. Me personally...
It's nice to have a little project.
I honestly could give a fuck about Valor. I really don't understand why you can't get it in raids, though. Like, why isn't that...
Because they're trying to make you go to dungeons more, really, is kind of what it comes to.
Dungeons and LFR?
They're trying to give you reasons to play that aren't raiding.
It's not working very well, because I'm not fucking doing dungeons to get Valor. That shit can suck my balls.
Dude, that was the hottest pizza delivery driver I've ever seen in my life.
Was it... How tall was he?
She?
Next week it'll be Arena Skirmish that you can use to earn Valor.
Oh, what? Skirmish? Why can't I just do it in Arena?
Wait, to earn Valor?
But the idea is there's the weekly, whatever, weekend event thing.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, Valor? Seriously?
And so the idea is that by doing that weekly quest, you'll be able to earn 500 Valor. And so next week, since it's going to be based on the arena skirmishes, it'll be arenas, which is how people will earn their 500 valor.
PvP
What is
gear can't be upgraded through Valor.
Is it 200, 250 per item upgrade?
Not definite that it's actually on those quests because it hasn't done a PvP week yet.
Aird, I haven't seen your picture yet. Look at you fishing in Serpent Shrine Caverns. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
SSC.
A lurker.
Nice.
That's it looks like. Well, I'm not gonna say what it looks like, but it doesn't look wholesome.
It was back during the time when the graphics and artist design wasn't as good as today.
Does not look wholesome.
So, Valor brought Aird back, right? Was that what I missed?
Well, no, because I already play a lot.
Fair enough.
She said that she was.
I've just been doing more heroics because there's the Valor bonus and gives me a little project.
Her playtime hasn't necessarily gone up. It's just her focus has changed a little.
Cool. And then we got into this diatribe about Valor.
No, how about you, fuckface?
Yeah, it has gone up because of the new PvP season.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Valor. I don't give a fuck about anything else. The fucking moose or the friendship moose. I don't know. That seems cool. The friendship moose thing seems cool, but
I could give a fuck about that moose.
I don't care about Valor. I don't care about PvE content. The only thing
You and I have geared 3 tunes each, and 700 fucking PvP gear.
Yeah. No, I've only done 2. I'm gonna do a 3rd.
All right, well you're slacking.
What? Oh, that's right. We started an alliance tune.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's another reason why I played a lot. I use my 100 boost since I have 10 100s, and I wasn't going to use my 100 boost on a 79 warlock. I use my alliance or my boost on a alliance mage, a human who I have the most amazing slut mog on currently.
I don't know. I have to judge it.
It's a dirty, rotten scoundrel slut mog.
So other than the patch, Blizzard promised at BlizzCon, they promised us beta release in 2 weeks. Well, that quite didn't
I think they said within weeks and probably within. They gave us an estimated timeline and then gave us a probable time, but
no, they said within 2 weeks they're gonna be dropping beta. Right? Well, that didn't happen, and so...
Oh, yeah, they dropped alpha. That's probably...
They gave certain people streamers. They only gave streamers alpha.
Which is weird, because you can't stream it.
Yeah, no, you can stream it. You can stream the alpha. It's like... Because it's everything that was at BlizzCon, right?
No.
So
there's more than there was at BlizzCon. You weren't able to level that high, but yeah.
Nope. All you could do in the alpha stuff that they gave streamers was level through the end of the Mardoon experience, and that's what you could do at BlizzCon. Yeah, they can't do anything. They couldn't go back to the Black Temple. They couldn't create anything. Sure, they can stay there and grind out levels to 102, but they couldn't do anything. They couldn't progress the story, anything, get all the abilities, nothing like that.
That I-beam.
Right? And so, honestly, the way I felt like this, like, Blizzard's like, shit, we can't give them beta. Like, apparently not even closed beta's out.
We already have this system in place.
So, like, we got to give
BlizzCon.
And we're going to give this to the streamers, the popular people who stream all this shit and talk about it, to keep the hype going.
It's really weird how they...
Live vicariously through them.
It's weird how they use streamers as... They're not even necessarily like the most technical people in the world, and it's obvious that they're not, but they give beta keys and alpha keys out to those guys first. It's more of a marketing than a refinery process.
It's marketing, just like Twitter. Twitter's all marketing.
Yeah.
So, did y'all watch any of the videos or streams about it?
I have not.
Yeah, I have. Double jump.
I watched a couple, and I watched a couple of Preach's videos. And you have any gameplay thoughts on the Demon Hunter before we move on?
It looks fucking easy. I mean, talents could maybe make it a little more in depth because there were no talents available. There were very few talents available.
Yeah, just the top 2 rows of talents.
Yeah, so that could maybe give it some depth, but as it stands right now, it's just a fucking generate a resource and spend it. So it does look cool as fuck. And I mean, Preach said that. I've watched Preach. I've watched a couple others, and all of them look really cool. But
like the chick demon hunters, they already start out with a slut mog. Like slut mog.
Right?
They're like, now you're gonna fuck around, slut mog off the back.
I don't think it's
You
possible
do it
to not
anyway,
have a
it doesn't
slut mom.
start that way.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't get beta. They gave these people alpha as a consolation. This is really nothing. A lot of the shit in the starting area probably still change on the next update. So wouldn't put a whole lot of stock. Blizzard's just trying to play catch up right now. And I kind of thought whenever I put the numbers together, like this was like if they'd have released beta this week when they released alpha, it would have been the longest beta test that they ever had.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been like 2 or 3 months longer than all the other beta tests.
That's not a bad thing. I mean, well, it depends on which way you go with it. They've
It
used
depends on what
beta
you're
in
trying
a way
to catch
that,
or not with the beta.
yeah, they use. Sometimes I listen too much in beta, and sometimes I don't listen enough.
Yeah, squeaky wheel. But along with the alpha and whatnot, came with a lot of data mining. They data mined the shit.
Oh my god, the data mining. These motherfuckers must work 24/7.
They do. And I read an article on MMO Champion a while back, and sometimes WoW will actually ask the people who run that to not release certain things, and they won't until. But at the same time, they don't want another site to drop that feature before they do, right? And so they'll say, okay, but if we get wind of someone else about to release something like this, we're gonna drop it.
You have the article already.
Right?
Well, on the flip side of that, Blizzard also uses the reaction of some of that data mine stuff to gauge how they should move forward.
Or just hide stuff in there to entertain people and confuse them for a while.
Right. Well, Celestion, whatever the fuck his name is, tweeted out that those spells and abilities and things like that are fun to look at, but some of the stuff they've already decided not to even use. It's just there. So
yeah, it's a very old developmental cycle that's been data mined. So I'll show that.
So it is what it is. We might get it, we might not. I mean, it's fun to talk about, fun to think about. So it's fucking. It's better than HFC for another year.
Right. Look at us. We're talking. Everybody's trying to talk about something. Just give us something. Talk about wrong shit. We'll talk about wrong shit. We don't give a care. It's not HFC. But I mean, there are things we can take away from this, and what we learned are the new legendary system that they're gonna try to introduce. Got a little bit to do with the artifact weapons and the artifact weapon trees. And we got some PvP talents and the new talent trees, the PvE talent trees, and some more clarification on spells. And so these things we could take as these changes are probably going to happen. And so we could focus on those a little bit better. And that's what we're going to do tonight.
Right.
So let's start with the new legendary system. Who's excited about it?
Crickets. Where's my goddamn cricket MP3?
Yeah, right.
So
you can put that in later. And this is an absolutely horrible idea. I hate this idea. From different standpoints, I can see this being fucking terrible. There's only one standpoint that I see that it's gonna be okay.
Tell me about it. Tell me your okay standpoint first.
It gives people who don't raid and casual people access to legendaries. It's legendaries don't become legendaries anymore.
I have a different pseudo-positive standpoint. The Burning Legion has been like conquering worlds, and this is totally lore. Burning Legion has been conquering worlds and like fucking blasting badass dudes for a long fucking time now, right? So it makes sense that they would have a lot of powerful weapons in their arsenal, and we're gonna get them because I assume that WoW's going to go on after the Legion expansion, and we're going to conquer the Legion, so it makes sense that we might end up with those.
I'm going to stop you there.
That's the best I can come up with. That's my positive side.
Boars.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they could drop from boars, any random mobs they could drop from or some shit like that. Sure, there's gonna be pass. They said there's gonna be pass for some things, but there's things just gonna just drop from like motherfucking. Oh, I gotta go kill 18 boars to cook a stew. Holy shit, I got a legendary off one of them. Come on,
No.
come on. Anyway,
It'd be a
so
discovery, but you have to go out there to try to discover stuff, so it gives people a reason to just grind things.
the bottom line why they're doing this is they won't. People think orange pixels make themselves feel better, or Blizzard thinks that orange pixels indicates fun for people in the game.
It doesn't matter if it's orange or blue, because
I mean, obviously this is a very Diablo system. We talked about how much WoW is going to the Diablo system. It these 55 legendaries they put in the game are no different. They're exactly hell. One piece is a fucking Hellfire amulet.
it is. It's totally. It gives you a fucking perk from your class, your talent tree.
It gives you an extra talent in your talent tree, right?
Yeah, it totally is.
And there's other things, and a lot of these pieces are game changing. Like you have to have if you're a raider, and some other people have talked about this.
And they're totally chance.
Yeah, it's totally random. They're
BOP. So you have to farm them. You can't auction house them. You can't. Your friend can't get them and then fucking give them to you. There's none of that. They're BOP. You have to farm it.
Yep, it's horseshit because that's what raiders are gonna do. They're gonna go farm
it. Because that's what raiders do. Like we're gonna min max. If you're a serious raider, you're gonna min max. You're gonna improve your chances to the very fucking best to be at the fucking top of your game whenever you have to be. And you're going to farm everything and put in the time to get there.
Yep. And some of these damn things look like they're meant for PvP too. Some of the own equip, the actual legendary part of the legendaries, the proc stuff, the very PvP-ish, which really has me worried.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They've done like you think about the fucking cloak from Mist of Pandaria and things like that. They've done a lot of stuff with legendaries in the past when it comes to PvP, like nulling some effects and taking them out or reducing their effect or whatever. So
the cloak was completely overpowered, even for PvE. It was completely overpowered. It's just
look at the ring. They did the same thing for the ring.
It's the same way, and
so exactly what you're saying is there's some worry there, but there's also some precedent where they're like, well, we're going to take care of that.
Well, then there's really, like, if all there is grounding shit, and they did hint at that there would be some kind of pathway to get these things, but they're gonna say they're gonna be access. PvPers are gonna have access to this as well. And so
yeah, for sure.
You're gonna have to have these for PvP too.
Well, if the legendary effects apply in PvP, yes, for sure.
I'm pretty sure that I don't see how they're not, honestly.
But let's go back for a second here to the orange pixels make people feel better.
Well, make people happy. I should have said happy.
Yeah. Well, let me just throw one item in World of Warcraft out there: the fucking sea turtle. It's blue, right? And you grind the fuck out of it, and when you get that motherfucker, I mean, I remember I could take you to the place where I fucking cast it in the water and finally got that motherfucker. I could take you there.
Yeah, I can too. I remember exactly when I caught mine too.
And it's blue. I don't give a fuck what the color of the pixel is. I mean, if you make something rare enough and you make something that's something that people are going to aspire to get, and it's going to be like, an oh my god item, it's going to make people happy. You change the color and you say, this is my hierarchy, where, blues, purples, oranges, and so on and so forth. People don't give a fuck. I mean,
I beg to differ. People do give a fuck. Now, all right, look at.
You're right. But it does cheapen it when you make it easier to obtain. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't agree with it. Cheapens it, just like the cloak and Mr.
I'm sticking with cheapens it, but the cloak was a grind, dude.
Well, the cloak was mandatory at the end of Orgrimmar. The cloak was mandatory. If you tried to get to in a raiding guild that was doing any kind of decent content, you didn't have a cloak.
Oh yeah, you weren't getting in.
Same thing with
Because you can get that shit in LFR, and if you haven't got it yet, you're not serious about raiding.
I don't think these things are not cheapened. I mean, yeah, the orange pixel is cheapened, but these things are all of a sudden made mandatory. They're not happenstance. They're not anything. Oh, go grind your fucking legendaries, and then you can come apply again to the raiding guild.
We're talking about two different perspectives here. From what I'm saying is the novelty or the grandeur of a legendary item is cheapened just by putting it on whatever boar or whatever, and you're talking about it being a mandatory item for raiders because it makes you viable.
Well, that and it's readily available for you to get. I mean, if you get one of these things while you're questing, literally while you're questing, you can walk in fucking 101, hit a mob with this thing. This thing is going to be with you to the end of the expansion. That's how Blizzard wants it to be. They want you to have these things for the whole expansion.
Which is very Diablo-esque.
So will it be off of regular mobs, or like only like groups of elites in certain areas has possibility of dropping them at all?
I've heard different things. It's really speculative at this point, but
yeah, it is.
That's what this
very
podcast is about. Damn it!
But if I have any input, it is that you're making legendaries cheaper, which is I had the Legion is killing a bunch of fucking people and taking over worlds, and they have a lot of these legendary weapons and items. The opposite side of that is that your player base has been asking for you to make your loot system mean more, and for epics to be epics again, and legendaries to be legendaries again, and you're going in the opposite direction.
True.
I can handle that. I don't like it when you talk about lore, because it's like the stink of a Frenchman.
I don't even know.
It offends me. It offends me. All right. Well, yeah, so...
You don't even read quest text, sir!
Right? Somebody read them for you. So the other things we got a preview of the artifact weapon trees, and of course the artifact weapon skins. If we talk about the skins real quick, all the new art and everything Blizzard's creating. To me, I don't like it. There's a reason why the Burning Crusade and the Wrath stuff is what everybody transmogs their gear into, unless you're trying to do some kind of weird color scheme where they have to get a piece from here, a piece from there. But if you're gonna go with sets, if you're gonna go with like weapons, almost everybody's gonna go Burning Crusade. Like I would say,
I go Wrath a lot more than
Wrath.
Crusade. Yes.
Well, if you think about it, the item sets were a lot simpler. They were plainer. Basically, the design.
There was a lot more flow.
Be cleaner in a way.
Yeah.
There's a very good word for it. It was cleaner, simpler. It's more, to me, it's more aesthetically pleasing. I felt like they tried to go in a more, like with all their like set designs and not set designs, their armor designs. They tried to go more detailed and more intricate, and they just
put more glitter on it.
Right?
Shitty confetti.
Shitty confetti. It happened. And there's a reason why all the fucking paladins transmog their shit to Judgment, like the day one transmog came out.
Well,
because
everybody transmogs to tier 2 because it's a very aesthetically pleasing set for almost all classes, but it's very nostalgic at the same time.
The question of what makes that set good that maybe other sets, haven't been able to live up to, even though they're newer and fancier.
I like the T6 Paladin myself. I love that shit. It was awesome.
Is it tier 6 Rogue? Is that the one with the fucking the metal mask and the fucking purple shoulders and no?
Yeah, the skull kind of mask.
Is that tier 6?
The Shredder shoulder?
Yeah, Shredder, yeah. There have been a few of those. The T6 palette. T6 was good overall. For the most part, people like T6.
For hunters, it sucked. But
yeah, the eyeball.
What I'm trying to make with this and trying to tie back into artifact weapons is like enhancement shaman, Doomhammer. Fucking Doomhammer is enough. Just give me the Doomhammer. I might take the upgraded model. It looks alright. When you start throwing on this other shit, all of a sudden
it's like going bigger isn't always better.
A fail, yeah. Well, yeah. No, it's always the motion of the ocean. But breakdown.
Like, I
No,
appreciate
like,
that
I
they are
don't.
giving lots of variations, like different color variants to even the same styles, because there's going to be, if you're in a raid of 30 people, you're all carrying artifacts.
My thing
I'll
is,
carry an artifacts, but I don't want my Doom Hammer to look like a fucking
fi-
mutated
finish your
spell
point.
Doom Hammer.
Finish your point so I can fucking.
I just done. I'm done.
Okay.
Done with
So
you.
my thing is, you're gonna be with the same goddamn weapon for the entirety of the expansion, and I want more. I want to be able to fucking. I want die is what I want.
You can transmog it into anything you want, other than
You can, sure, but that's not the point. The point is, you're stuck with this one weapon. Give me more customization. Give me die. Give me gym add-ons or fucking. I want to clip a fucking spike right here. I don't care what it is. Just fucking give me some more customization in my gear altogether. But tying back into artifact weapons, you're stuck with this one weapon. Like, I'm going back to the cheapen argument. They're cheapening the fucking the lore of the weapons, the Doombringer and the Ash. Is it Ashbringer?
yes.
Doom Hammer. I just pulled a fucking preach. God damn it. God damn it. But I feel like being able to customize them more is going to, and even if you tie in customization into like achievements or like quests or whatever, like if you do this, if you have this goal, you do it, you get this piece on your weapon. I think you're going to get a lot more you're going to get a lot more replayability from your player base. And not only that, you're going to have a lot more unique weapons out there. And people are going to, they're going to use the current weapons, because that's the thing about the developers, right? We've heard how disparaged the developers are, the artists, because they design a new fucking piece of armor and a person gets it, immediately it's transmodded to something else.
Make it better. That's the whole principle of free market society. Well, if someone doesn't like what you're doing,
Subjective.
make it better.
I think customization does make it better. A lot of different variants and the different pieces that you can put together makes it better. I guess that's what I'm at.
In terms of simplistic design is if you told someone to like take a pen and in 1 minute draw a sketch of the weapon, how close could they get something that you go, yes, I can recognize exactly that weapon.
Well,
when it starts getting fancier, sometimes it doesn't have a strong silhouette in a way.
Are you making an argument for the relatability between some of the different looks and their original?
Not necessarily different, not so much original, but in general, the idea of what makes a strong design, I guess.
Oh, I see.
Like very iconic weapon. What makes it so iconic? Can you capture that, in a very short amount of time with simple materials?
What I thought you meant was, is this still the Doombringer? Or God.
To some extent, but
You're bad at this.
I know what you mean.
It's obvious.
No, God damn it! I want to put the Ashbringer and the Doomhammer together. I mean, why can't we do that? The best weapon ever.
So, like, part of the system they had, moving on from the design aspect, is they gave the weapons trait trees, or how I like to call it, our old talent system back. Yes.
Are you waiting for me to explode in excitement? Because I'm going to.
You're not going to explode in excitement.
I am.
Drinking a beer. I am. You excited about it?
I miss the old talent tree. Maybe that's nostalgia. Maybe it is.
Yeah, I do too. I think it is nostalgia. They kind of said the reason for removing it was because there were mistakes. There's always a cookie cutter you go look up. But the same thing still exists today. The talent system we have today, especially coming up with Legion and a lot of the talents we looked at, there are going to be options for different situations, which is really cool. I think the talent system in Legion is going to be better than what our old talent system was. However, I do favor it just because I like lines, I like squares, and I like straight lines. And that's what the old talent system was.
I don't.
Right? Oh, that's exactly what the old talent system was.
The problem with the straight lines of the old talent system is sometimes you could buy something like on a second tier even though there wasn't something above it, and you wouldn't realize it.
Yeah, yeah, they could have they could have just bracketed it off a little better and made it more, you know,
It is.
it's early WoW. There were a lot of things they could have done better in early WoW.
Yep. And yeah, I'm not dissatisfied with the direction they're going. I just feel like the trait trees on your weapon really mimic that old school style.
I wonder how much you can change it on the fly. Because if it's easily changed, you're gonna basically like if you think about going from Zul'Harak to Zakun, that's a AOE fight versus a single target fight, and you have to kind of you have to customize your talents for that. Am I gonna have to
I don't think the weapon's gonna be like that at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is am I gonna have to redo my talents and am I gonna have to redo my weapon? Because
And it's
that's
like the
a little...
weapon would have to be respec for some amount of cost.
Now.
They haven't really said you're gonna be able to reset your weapon. Eventually, you could fill everything up. I remember them saying that.
You'll be able to reset it. There's no way. There's no way. What if you put a fucking point in the wrong place? It might be at a high cost, but
I mean, I
There's
agree.
how long?
I agree, but they haven't said any way of resetting it. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but
It's just a Twitter post so far, so not necessarily.
here's my suggestion for that. If you are able to respec, give us presets like we have in our gear customization, or we have in our gear presets. Give us the ability to preset talents. Like, this is my AoE talent, and this is my single target talent, and I just click a fucking button and it goes there. If you're able to customize both. I don't care to change 2 talents, but if I got to change my whole fucking weapon tree, I'd like to have some fucking presets.
I don't know. It's kind of weird, when you get to that point. When you get to that position, it's kind of like, what the point is the talent's worth anyway? I don't know. We'll see. It's really hard to speculate and bitch about right now. I mean, I'm sure we could bitch about it as soon as we find out what's really happening.
It's also the question of the talents that the traits they give to weapons. Is there anything really that you would want to switch around so much on a fight-by-fight basis? In general, it seemed like most of them were just made to make you stronger at what you're already doing.
Yeah, a lot of them are perks, but it depends. Like, if I don't have anything specific to cite, but if you're a warrior and this is a single target fight, and you have perks that are going to make your Mortal Strike or Bloodthirst more powerful, then you're going to take that on a single target fight. Whereas if you don't have enough points to have both, you're going to take Whirlwind or Thunderclap or whatever on a multi-target fight. So.
Yep. I see what you're saying. But I don't think the system is designed for that, unfortunately.
Probably what it tells
and if it isn't, if it's like, I really would love for them to be more concrete in a lot of their things. So if they decide that this is the way that you've decided to go, and that's the way you're stuck with, and that is what it is, then that's fine.
I don't think they decided that's the problem.
You've ruined this weapon. How could you?
So I gotta get another one.
Whoa. Yes.
Your second artifact's not going to be quite as
during
nice.
the podcast.
It's even hot.
It's hot. Fucking Caesar salad, you fucking pig.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of things we're gonna hash out, and we're gonna talk more specifically about some of the artifact trees in our little class discussion coming up. But the other thing that would date in mind is all these class changes, how the specs are changing, how the new talent tree, the talent tree revamp. Okay, hold on a second. The revamp talent tree revamp. Yeah, that's how we're gonna say it. And the added PvP talents, which is gonna be some pretty interesting interaction with a lot of your abilities. The new spells, they're pruning a lot, they're changing a lot. I see a lot of theme with a lot of classes coming back to old Burning Crusade and Wrath talents, like stuff that we like Paladin, Eye for an Eye. I see that's coming back as a PvP talent. And there's a bunch of things they're doing throwbacks of, which I really like. And really, I think it's gonna be a cool thing. I like that. Makes me feel good about where I've been and where I can go.
It's going to be that you can't just look at what the new stuff is. You have to look at what did they remove to make room for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that So what we're trying to done, we're gonna go over some DPS classes, and we're gonna try to theorize how the gameplay is gonna be, and how it's gonna be modified by your talents, your artifact weapon, and the PvP talents. And one thing we don't know right now is if PvP talents will be enabled in PvE content. Nobody knows.
Right.
That would be pretty cool if it was.
Well,
I like this idea.
It's true in reverse. We don't know if it's true for
Well,
PvP.
we know all your PvE talents are definitely going to be in PvP.
Right.
That's a given. But we don't.
We generally cover PvP and the world areas. The question is about like raid instances for PvE or dungeons.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I like that's gonna. I think
That's
they
how
should
they would
be
trigger it.
available, to tell you the truth. That
I'm
would-
kind of pissed about the PvP system, but we can do that next week.
Right. So we've cherry picked a couple of DPS specs to talk about. The ones that basically boiled down to Pettit and I thought were the most interesting. And next week we'll talk about the ones that are less.
There may be some bias in there.
Yeah, there's definitely bias. It's our fucking podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want. You know?
I'm just saying, like, just because we think it's interesting, didn't pick your class, doesn't mean we don't think it's interesting. For the most part, these are the classes that we play.
And other classes, we actually trying to line up some special guests to talk about because
For sure.
we don't know as much about. And so, if you're unhappy with this, fuck you. Write us a bad comment.
Whoop!
Right?
Where is it? There it is.
Right.
Whoop! Had to find my camera.
There's no bad press. Anyway.
So you picked. I can't believe that. I'm not doing survival first. Let's talk about Beast Hunter. Or Beastmaster. Jesus Christ, am I drunk already?
Dude, Pettit, use your words, bro.
I was 4 beers in at the beginning of the podcast.
That's only 4 beers. That's like breakfast for me.
I haven't slowed down.
Fair enough.
So-
to be honest, go ahead. I
Well-
don't know what about Beastmaster Hunters. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not really all excited about Beastmaster just because it's not really changing a whole lot. The big changes are going to be like your focus generator is no longer. This is your big change, right? Your focus generator is no longer Cobra Shot. Cobra Shot becomes an instant and does damage like Arcane Shot. Dire Beast is now your focus generator, and every time you summon a beast, you fucking take 15 seconds off your Bestial Wrath cooldown, and there are other things that can reset your Dire Beast. But other than that, it's nearly the same. Kill shot's
It's more
removed
rotational
because.
than types of spells.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
more rotational changes than necessarily
Yeah.
that your whole spell base is changing for what your play style is.
Yeah, it's definitely bland in comparison to survival, which clearly. But even Marksman is getting a major overhaul compared to Beastmaster.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Beastmaster is gonna change a lot. No more focus fire, right? There's another buff you got to monitor. Beast of Wrath becomes.
It's
I don't
basically
think
going to be.
Is it what it was?
It's going to be get as many Dire Beasts as you can, so you can have Dire Beast or Bestial Wrath up as long as you can. And other than that, I mean, there's no real changes here. Kill shot is removed. That's it, because Warriors is going to be the execute class. For the most part, a lot of executes are being removed from a lot of classes, so that's not unique to hunters.
I mean, kill shot's been there since Wrath, bro. I think.
No, that is a major change, but what I'm saying is that's not unique to hunters.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. One thing I didn't look at whenever we were going over this stuff was Bestial Wrath. I didn't really look at the tooltip of that. There it is.
Yeah, it's
The cooldown changes into a minute and a half because of the procs to.
right. That's just to compensate for you reducing it.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah, I mean, everything in the Beastmaster Hunter's arsenal is still going to evolve around Bestial Wrath.
So the only question that I had here was Wild Call is 30% chance for your crits to reduce the Dire Beast cooldown. Are you going to be able to have multiple beasts? Like if you get 3 in a row, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's not going to be a cap on that. I remember them talking about it. Like, if you have multiple dire beasts out,
You're gonna get multiple pets,
yeah, you're
essentially.
like,
The
yeah,
problem is
because
just how long it takes before they expire or whatever.
yeah,
So I mean, if you get a really good crit chain and you get some good RNG going, you could have essentially Stampede up.
yeah, let's say
But
you
heck,
have 3 dire beast up. You're going to be regen and focus like a madman. You're just going to be
Right.
hitting whatever focus spenders you can. And I can see that. There's a lot of classes actually go in that direction. So I could see that happening. And
there is a talent option that that can increase your damage by however many pets you have out.
talent?
Yeah, it's the way of the Cobra in the first line.
Oh yeah.
So Beastmaster really isn't changing a ton. Like, yeah, there are some flavor changes there, and there's, it's gonna be a little different, but at its core, it's basically the same.
I could
Your
go
pet
with that.
itself, shoot it.
I could go with that. I don't necessarily. I'm really pissed that they're getting Chimera shot, but
It's an
Yeah,
option.
yeah.
I'm really pissed about survival. So, and a lot of people are excited about it. So,
I'm one of those excited about survival. I never really liked the prikiness of survival. At heart I'm a rotation guy. I want a rotation that I can perform to its utmost efficiency to maximize my DPS. I love rotations. I don't like procs. I don't like any of that shit. But everything is going proc base. I need a class that has a rotation. That's what I want, and I gotta find that for Legion.
well, I mean, that's a preference thing, though. I mean, I don't mind
100%
procs.
a preference.
In fact,
100%.
I like procs. I like procs until they don't fucking work for me, until they won't show up. But
Right, dude. The fucking Cataclysm Marksman Hunter, man, I love that set rotation. Everything revolved around your Chimera shot and your haste by twos, and getting that down to where you need to. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's what I like about a class in DPS for as far as PBE goes.
well, where's Marksman? Where's Marksman going this time?
Marksman, oh holy shit, Marksman's not like any kind of marksman that we've known in the past. You know, they keep saying that they want to change the flavor. They want to enhance the the lore, the what do they call it? Not storytelling. The
Like the authenticity of the spec, how it feels compared to what it's supposed to be.
the theme. They want to enhance the theme of the class, right? I don't think Marksman is going to do that.
Into fantasy.
The fantasy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mars is supposed to be a sniper or a fucking a badass archer. Like,
Well, accuracy is really what marksman means. It doesn't say means distance, but usually that is implied for the
That's the
accuracy
awesome decision.
difficulty.
That's
well, hold on.
decision.
The quote on the Marksman, the Blizzard, US.battle.net for Hunter, a sniper hiding in the a sniper in hiding, the Marksman Hunter unleashes arrows and bullets with deadly precision.
Is that for Legion or current?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
the
mean.
new one. Yep.
Yes, I'm saying that's where it is going to. It's just like previously, how was it, framed?
So the biggest thing, so there's several big things about marksmen that are changing. One, we're not going to have pets. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I like the option.
Yeah, I do like the option. But Blizzard basically they said we noticed everybody who played marksman went with the lone wolf talent, and we want to support that. No, everybody will call I don't know how Blizzard.
DPS came out.
That was a product of the system, not a.
Yeah, I don't know how Blizzard came to this conclusion. They're just trying to make shit up. But
I think it's that they're finding that people were being able to be effective without it, and they like that more than necessarily people loving having no pet.
yeah, everybody chose Lone Wolf because it was the higher DPS mathematically for marksman. That's why they chose Lone Wolf.
Right.
I wanted my fucking pet out. I need Master's Call. I need the fucking crit reduction. I need that shit. I need shit to tank for me, damn it.
Not only that, but you're so used to having your pet there who has passive buffs, and you're getting ready to pull a boss, and people are like, where the fuck's multi-strike? You're just like, God damn it, if I had my pet here, if it was fucking mathematically possible for me to have my pet here, I wouldn't have to worry about this shit. It's just...
I mean, the buff thing is, Yeah, I think
that's just an example of the many... advantages or the many just how it feels to be a hunter.
I think that's trivial, to tell you the truth. The buff. I think buffs are trivial as far as that goes. That's just me. And I can tell you, I give you like 10 reasons why you're wrong on this, but we don't have time.
I hate your life.
Yeah, I know you do. And so the other, like Chimera shot, like it's been a staple of marksman since vanilla Chimera shot, right? It the class revolved around Chimera shot. Now they give it to Beastmaster because
The word Chimera in it.
it's the Beastmaster theme and more. No, I don't like that. But
They can call it double shot.
double shot, right?
That's a flavor issue.
Have y'all noticed what all the what deterrence is turning into for the hunters? Y'all notice that?
No.
Turtle mode.
Aspect
what?
of the turtle.
What?
New deterrence.
Oh, they slowed it down. Yeah.
Because otherwise, what, you're flipping your bow around to deflect?
Aspect of the
The
turtle.
survival would do that.
Aspect of the turtle. Who
Well,
fucking does that? I mean,
I
that's
can just tell you
really
this.
cool.
I play my fucking hunter religiously through MOP and WAD because I really like the way hunter plays, and I'm not playing it in Legion.
So the way the gameplay in marksman is turn out to be, I feel it's gonna be awkward. Honestly, but looking at everything, especially like the start. The start's gonna be super awkward.
It's layered.
It's
What I
very
find
layered.
interesting is in Draenor, basically they came off the sniper training where you have to like stand still to get more points. But with the talents and stuff they're suggesting, it seems more like they want you to be running around crazy all the time.
Well,
You still get your
there's
bonuses.
two components to the mastery for survival right now. You increased your range when you stood still, and you increased your damage. Right. Well, they're just taking away the stand still requirement and just giving you the increase your damage and your it's not the mastery, it's the sniper training. But they're taking away the stand still and just giving you increased range, increased damage for your mastery now. Right. And so that's cool. I like that change. It changes.
Yeah, because fucking everybody hated having the stand still to get the buff.
Well, no. Well, here's the deal. They added that in there.
They're blaming.
Was it Wrath or Cataclysm? I can't remember right now. But while you were moving, there was a thing in the game. While you're moving, you couldn't auto shoot, right? And so the stutter step was born, and high skill cap players would stutter step.
Right.
They would know when to stop moving to cast your auto shot, and that was a skill cap they tried to put back into the game with the sniper training for marksman.
Yeah, but there was a 3-second overlap. That's not. I mean, auto shot happens every second, right? So that's not even the same thing.
No, it's close to the same thing. As we know, HFC and BRF are very movement-heavy fights, right? And so there was a very big opportunity for marksmen to kind of provide that. However, during those times, it was really overshadowed by beast mastery and survival for obvious reasons because they were just the top specs during these times. But the new Marksman and Legion is going to have an extremely high skill cap, and this is why. You're going to have to track 2 buffs on different targets. You're going to have Hunter's Mark, which is going to be applied by Arcane Shot and Multi-Strike, and then you're going to have vulnerabilities.
Multi-shot.
Yeah, what did I say? Multi-Strike,
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. And so basically, your Arcane Shots has a chance to apply Hunter's Mark. Once you have Hunter's Mark up, you're able to use another ability called Mark Shot. And Mark Shot will hit these Hunter's Mark targets and create a buff called or debuff called vulnerabilities, which will increase the damage of your next aim shot on these targets for 25% in stacks 3 times, right? So there's
It's going to be called proc-based class.
It's very, very layered.
But there's only it's very layered is a good word actually. So right then and there is a huge skill cap when trying to check. There's a lot of potential here, right? It could be a completely overpowered cleave spec. It's just obvious when this comes up. You could have Mark for Death on like 3 or 4 targets depending on talent selection. And with other things, you could really do some nasty damage with this. But you're gonna have to be able to track those two buffs.
A lot of
on
buffs.
multiple
Yeah.
targets, right? That's gonna be your management. That's going to be what you're going to be concentrating on, is keep maximizing those buff up times and stacks on different targets so you can do the crazy DPS that you're going to be able to do. Now, like I said, this is a very high skill cap. When a normal average player picks this spec up, they're going to, what is Blizzard going to balance around? They're going to have to balance around the topmost skill cap DPS. So if an average player picks this up, he's not going to be able to do any DPS with this spec. It's really a broken design at this point.
Well, sure, but you just go Beastmaster at that point. I mean, if you suck at it, you don't want to learn it, you just want to be average, go Beastmaster.
I don't want to go Beastmaster. I don't like Beastmaster. I like Marksman.
I love this idea. Give a spec that has a lot of depth and a lot of you have to think about it. You have to track some shit. You have to really give a fuck about what you're doing, and you have to. Now, there is the thing
going to probably also work as press the buttons that are lit up.
There is the thing that they say that they don't want to have add-ons to try, but there's no way that you could be a good marksman hunter and not have your fucking
Well, it depends on what you're attacking, also, though.
Well, here I compare this to, is it Cataclysm or Wrath? This spec is going to be like the new dot management with snapshotting. That's what this is going to be like. You're going to have add-ons to track all this shit.
Right.
And you're going to have to hit these things at the right time, right?
At the very least, you have to have a nameplates add-on that has the debuffs on the targets. At the very least.
Well, actually, they were thinking about trying to build that into theirs.
They should.
Well, they need to hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, they should. But I like this idea that they're doing this with talents and they're doing it with specs, where they're moving. This one spec or one talent choice can be simplistic, whereas one can be a lot more in depth, and it's a little harder to master. I like that. I realize that you're losing your flavor of marksman, because marksman is. I love survival, but marksman.
We're not even talking about like talent augments here. This is just like basics, right? All right. Think about this. All right, you're at full focus at the start of the fight. You have everything available to you. You don't have your debuffs up on anything.
Right.
What's the first thing you hit?
Multi-shot.
Multi-shot?
Yeah, you want to get that. You want to get mark if it's a multi-mob.
All right.
It's either multi-shot or arcane shot, right? Because you want to get.
Shot. All right, you're gonna hit arcane shot. You're gonna try.
Unless it's an AOE fight,
right? Well, arcane shot is a focus generator, man. You gonna be wasting focus?
You haven't used any focus yet.
I don't know. That's the awkwardness part about it, right? Oh, I'm gonna sit here and just cap on focus to get this buff up, or I want to use another ability that uses focus, but it's not going to be as efficient if I had these buffs up on these things, right? That's the awkwardness of the spec.
I think your first priority is buffs. Your second priority is focus.
Yeah,
or
but you're
debuffs.
not being efficient. You're not being efficient. The first opening it up on something or someone is not efficient. You're just not using anything wildly. It's just intuitive. It's really awkward, and it needs to be changed.
Well, you're at 100 focus. You're not going to use a focus generating ability.
Focus equals DPS. It equals damage. Plain and simple. That's all that matters. Focus equals damage. You're sacrificing damage to get a buff up.
That debuff gives you a damage boost, and you have 100 focus.
So you're going to sacrifice your damage now to get a buff up. What other class does that? None.
Well, I don't know about it. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It does seem like it's going to be involved and layered, but I don't know if it's awkward. It's definitely going to take some practice. But so did demo lock. I mean, it's different.
Well, the good news is it could be. Other than that, once you get rolling, once you have focus spent, and you get over the fact that you're not doing things right, things get a lot easier as far as like decision trees.
Hold on.
Your talents are gonna really help that.
I'd say like as long as you decide you don't care what you do, it gets easier.
So on the subject of hunters, did I hear they're removing pack? Oh,
Cheetah is going to be
the
just like a
feels.
temporary buff for you. It's
The
not gonna
feels.
be, oh man. Look,
Yeah.
Thank Christ.
right here's the cool thing about marksman. The talents are going to give like crazy synergy to each other and certain abilities. It's going to be awesome, right? Let's take this for instance. This is the only time I'm going to go through abilities. True aim. For every successive arcane marked or aim shot used to attack the same target, those shots deal 2% more damage to the target, stacking up to 20 times. You get a 40%
What's the
buff for
window?
these things, right?
What's the window?
Against a raid boss.
Yeah.
Until you change targets or it dies or something.
That kind of sounds like Beastmaster or
Listen, you're getting part of the story. Wait.
Christ.
You
I'm
wait.
gonna eat pizza.
Camouflage. The first range attack dealt while camouflage deals an extra 10% damage. 10% damage. 2 increases damage. Broadside. Aim shot and now hit all vulnerable targets for 100%. Basically, becomes like the Chaos Vault multi-target thing, right? Right? And here it is. Here it is. Lock and load. Your ranged auto attacks have a 5% chance to trigger lock and load, causing your next 2 aim shots to cost no focus and be instant.
Now you're just
Imagine with your vulnerabilities buffed up to 3 stacks, and so you got 75% increased damage. You get 40% increased damage for true aim. You get 10% for fucking camouflage, and they're fucking instant with lock and load. You're gonna nuke the shit out of somebody's face.
The question is, how often is it all going to align well that there's enough mobs to make use of that?
It doesn't matter. In the history of World of Warcraft,
it does not matter.
It doesn't matter. If you could stack buffs and you could one-shot somebody, which this has the potential, they're going to change it. It's overpowered. They're going to change it. It doesn't matter how hard it is to make it happen. It's going to change it. Fucking warriors are like the first person that comes to mind back whenever they had in Cataclysm. There's some
What I
crazy.
find interesting about the marksman tree is it can turn disengage and flare into like primary combat abilities. If you want
That's another thing. Like some more talent synergies. Momentum, Far Strider, and Kill Flip. All right, so momentum, what you do. Your auto attack, critical strikes decrease the cooldown of your disengage by 10%, right? Far Strider gives you 2 charges on disengage.
Actually, it seems like it'd be kind of bad to compare the 2 up, actually. If you're getting more disengage is shortened, maybe you want to use something else, such as rooting them when you're leaping away.
Well, true. However, Kill Flip gives you 8 seconds of 50% more damage after disengage.
Yeah, which is going to make disengage like part of your combat rotation.
Right? So the more you can maximize disengage time, the better you're going to be. I would fucking love that. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to hop to this side. I'm going to do more DPS. I'm going to hop to this side. That's pretty
It's a very
cool.
different take on the stand still and snipe of this one, where it's just saying you're really good at aiming, so you can just run around.
Right?
Yeah.
It's completely different. There's no standstill anymore. The only thing you got to stand
I'm
still
really
for
hoping
is
Kill Flip
shot.
has some sort of backflip involved.
Right?
It didn't have a super sweet animation, but
So Marksman has a lot of synergy in his talents. It's the most synergy of talents that I've looked at so far. But those are the biggest highlights as far as Marksman goes. I mean, artifacts are going to affect it a little bit. It really doesn't. Your artifact talent choice don't really affect Marksman a whole lot. The dragon talents, the golden dragon talents, are very underwhelming. The first thing you get, the wind burst, is really out of place and just really doesn't fit anything. You're not going to use that over some of your other shit. And the only thing I can see that the artifact talents do, is increase your dependency on crit, which it does a whole lot.
Already supposed to be kind of stacking.
Yeah, so Marksman's really going to favor crit. It's going to have a high dependency on
it does now. It always has.
Yeah, and it's even more so. They're pushing that. It's even more so with that. The PvP talents, I'm really excited with the stings, but all the classes get the stings.
Yeah.
It's going to be neat. All the specs get the stings.
There comes the question again of, can you bring those into PvE with you if you get them?
Yeah. The PvE talent, the PvP talents, they really play to marksman's mastery more than the artifact or the PvE talents. They're really cool.
Will you just
PvE
poon me already?
The PvP talents really go. What? What do you say?
Will you just poon me already?
What does poon mean?
Yeah, poon me.
Poon. I don't get it.
Harpoon.
Oh, fuck you.
No, that's survival.
All right.
Give me that
All right.
poon!
If that's your transition, let's do it. Survival. Go. Bitch. Do it.
He just pulled himself over and injected himself into the conversation,
Right?
just like the harpoon does.
I'm actually just drinking way too fast here.
Me too, man. Me too.
Mm.
So, survival is getting fucking chopped completely off of its dick, and it should have been renamed something like Pirate Spec or some shit. That's a rogue reference, which is poorly
But the
delivered.
thing is, I think the name fits better the idea of the spec now than what it used to be in a way.
I disagree, but that's
Survivalist.
well, no. And I talked about this in the last podcast. I wish survival was a little more survival-y, and even now, I don't think it's. I mean, how
But
can
compared to
you
what it was
really
before,
survive?
was it a little bit more or not? You know?
How can you really be a survivalist if you want to be within hand-to-hand combat range of your enemy?
Yeah, I mean,
But that's
you gotta
neither
ignore
here
the
nor
world
there.
Well,
survival.
that can depend on what kind of skills you expect to have to rely on.
I would love to for survival to have been more trick-based and like trap-based and that kind of stuff, but it's not. It's not going to be. They've used the theme of the class is out the window, and it's melee. It is what it is. They're getting charge, which is a 5 to 40 yard whatever. It's just like charge.
Oh, I got it. If your bow breaks, it's just a stick now, and you gotta hit him with it.
Like I talked about last time, I wish they would have fucking let you do some sort of lasso or jam your fucking harpoon into a wall and let you clothesline or trap as a stun, but they didn't do anything like that. This spec looks like it's actually going to play pretty cool. It's just not a fucking hunter, in my opinion. Thank you for the beer. I love you. Holy cow. Are you drunk?
Play really cool too.
Jesus. Holly just ran into a fucking door.
I can't say that on there.
She did just run into a goddamn door.
It was just so blinding when she saw you.
Better cancel. We're canceling the podcast. Holly stubbed her toe. So, Mongoose Bite is going to have 3 charges. And you're going to have your mastery is going to let you reset the charges. So, and it's going to be like that's going to be your main ability.
Now I'm thinking that you're wearing a vest and you have 3 mongoose in it, and when you use it, like you just throw it at him.
I think that's gonna work, Aaron. I don't think that's gonna work.
They'll keep you warm when they're not doing anything.
I kind of find this to be cool because I played a warrior at the beginning of WoD, and I had the shield block charge system, and it was kind of cool. I like the charge system, but
The space gonna revolve around your Raptor Strike, really, and trying to maximize your buff on it, right?
Dude,
and it's to me, reading way things is gonna play real fast, almost like enhancement shaman fast. It's gonna be.
Raptor Strike is your focus stone.
No, it's not. What's the other mongoose? I'm sorry, mongoose bite, not Raptor Strike.
Mhm.
Yeah, mongoose bite.
Yeah.
It's gonna play around mongoose bite. I think it's gonna be a real fast spec. It's real fast playing, and I think this is one class that the artifact talents are really going to change how it plays. Really going to change how it plays. It's going to be really cool. I have a lot of excitement and anticipation for this.
I think you and a lot of people do, and I'm just fucking sad about them taking away my survival hunter. I wish this was the Beastmaster.
I didn't like survival hunter the way it was. I didn't.
I loved it. I loved it.
I didn't.
But that again, that's a flavor. That's an opinion. It doesn't. Yeah. I'm not playing my
It's an
hunter.
opinion. Blizzard doesn't care.
Yeah, no, they don't give a fuck.
Here's the deal. Here's the thing I like so much about the artifact talent. The very last artifact talent for survival hunter, Hunter's Fortune. Harpoon applies on the trail a unique. That's got to be in there. Damage over time effect that deals so much damage over 12 seconds and refreshed by auto attacks. Yes, sir. That means your uptime, your in melee uptime ability on this target is gonna be of extreme importance.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me about PvP.
It's
Where
just enhancement shaman. Your uptime on the target, you've got to be on that target. The more
yeah,
uptime you have on the target, the better you're gonna be.
but there are times where you can't be, and
No, there are definitely
stuns are
times.
going to affect your fucking effectiveness. And
12 seconds. 12 seconds. And then you charge back in. You harpoon back in, and you got the
charge. You had it right. Charge.
charge. You charge back in, but you know that. There's not another. So far, what we looked at, there's not going to be another artifact talent tree that's going to affect the spec as much as this one does. It's going to be really cool.
Well, I think that Blizzard said, okay, we are completely changing the face of this spec, like in a very, very drastic way.
Mm-hmm.
So they've gone to some great lengths to make it unique, but I'm still pissed about it.
I'm thinking about trying Survival Hunter out now. After I've
Go for it.
looked at all this shit, I wasn't excited about it at the beginning like you, but now I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna like this, and I get
I'm
to tell
salty
them to
about
go
it.
kill something else. Hell yeah.
I don't understand why this couldn't have been the Beastmaster spec. Like, it makes so much more sense for you to be in there beside your beast and fucking punching shit.
Yeah, I agree. It does.
But whatever. It is what it is.
Be on top of your beast. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not real excited about it. It is a really cool concept, and you're gonna have a harpoon as a hunter, and you're gonna be able to fucking pass through people and wing clip again. I remember those days. That was kind of cool. But
no, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be the same thing. You're gonna wing clip them like her hamstring, just to keep them closer to you. It's not the same wing clip.
That's true. Wing clip was used as
to keep away from you.
Right, wing clip was used as a kiting ability, whereas now it's going to be used as a gap close, or keep them close. Yeah.
Gap closure, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, overall, I'm excited about Survival Hunters. I think it's gonna be really cool, and they're the only spec that gets traps. I like traps.
That's really weird to me. I've played Hunter since vanilla, and not having a trap as a marksman or Beastmaster is very strange to me. But we'll see how it plays.
Trapper.
Yep.
Right. That's exactly
That's what it should be. Yeah, a trapper. Yeah, for sure.
So enhancement. Let's go enhancement.
Enhancement is getting a radical overhaul. It's going to be one of the biggest in the games, other than Survival Hunter. It's changing to. Oh man, it's changing in so many ways. Yeah, it's the biggest complaint for enhancement hunters. And did you know that all the fucking enhancement shaman theory crafting websites have gone away?
Really?
Gone away. Yeah, they're not. They don't exist anymore. I'm gonna have to start one.
And people that used to do it don't do it anymore.
You're gonna start one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It sucks. And the fucking Totem Spot, they shut down like the beginning of the year, and they supposedly moved over to another site.
How do you feel? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead with your list of theory crafting sites.
I can't remember what it moved to, but then anyway, they shut down, and fucking Elitist Jerks hasn't been a home of an enhancement shaman theory crafting for fucking ever. I think they trying right now, but it really sucks. Nobody's contributing.
I'm really curious about how you enhancement shamans feel about the generate resource, spend resource change.
It's cool in some ways, but there's some holes compared to what we only have. So the major complaints of enhancement shamans right now are.
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Yes, you may.
You could call your blog Naturally Enhanced.
Oh, yeah.
Maelstrom enhancers?
Naturally enhanced. That's like the Cialis commercial. Yeah. So the biggest complaint in enhancement shaman, well, there's two. Your main abilities, Storm Strike, Lava Lash, etc. They really didn't do anything. They really were those same abilities, and you just hit whatever, like all your abilities you hit in your rotation really did the same amount of damage. And so you're just playing whack-a-mole almost.
Right.
Almost. There were procs, and there were a lot of ways you could fuck up, but there was no fucking mortal strikes or fucking executes that did monster damage. You just did a lot of little damage really fast, right? And you can fuck some people up. To me, like when in PvP, whenever like I connect with somebody, I can see their health dropping.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. When I fucking get hit by an enhancement shaman, it's serious fucking business.
Yeah, especially with cooldowns blowing. And
it's time to get the fuck away.
Right, and so.
Or ice block.
Yeah, in PvE, there was that complaint, and the second one was in the first several tiers. To do a lot of damage, you had to abuse Fire Nova. That's how you did your DPS. Is you
In
found
AoE.
every way. No, well, Shaman's very unique in their AoE. Their AoE, like their AoE Fire Nova, also caused massive single target damage. So if you wanted to increase your damage on a certain target, you abuse Fire Nova to boost your damage on that target. That's just the way Fire Nova worked. It was a really odd spell. It was a crutch of the Shaman, like Enhancement Shaman, the whole expansion.
Crutch or crooks?
Yeah, crutch.
Really?
And you tried to abuse that everywhere, every place you could, and you could do some stupid DPS on fights where it was just a lot of ads. Cleave fights were terrible for Enhancement Shaman, but you abused Fire Nova, and that was another big complaint. Well, they're fixing all that. You know how they're fixing it? No more fucking Fire Nova, and and they're
Get it out of here!
yeah, yeah.
Get a confetti.
And with the Maelstrom change, so Shamans don't have mana anymore, right? They're gonna have Maelstrom, and you're gonna be a generator. It's a generator, a builder spender type thing, like Diablo or the Rage for Warriors and whatnot, right? It's a builder spender. Now Stormstrike is gonna hit. It's gonna hit like a truck, and you're gonna hit it often.
As it should.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna hit Stormstrike a fucking lot now. It's gonna be great. Lava Lash, which used to be Lava Lash in this expansion, hit a little harder than Stormstrike, which is kind of weird, but it did.
That is kind of weird because it's an offhand ability and it feels lackluster.
The first 2 tiers it hit harder, and then it helped Stormstrike out a little bit, and so things became a little more balanced.
It doesn't matter. Like for me, 2 is my main ability, and even if I put Lava Lash on my 2, it still feels like an offhand ability, and I still feel like it shouldn't hit this fucking hard.
So Lava Lash is becoming heroic strike, dude. It's going to be a Maelstrom or a Rage Dump.
Right.
That's all Lava Lash is going to be used for now. There's no cool interactions with it. There's nothing. It's just going to be a straight up. And going through the artifact talent trees and all that, and the other talent trees, that's exactly what it is going to be. It's just going to be a Maelstrom Dump. You're going to hit it once every 20 seconds, or depending on how much Maelstrom you're getting at the time.
Right. You've told me that you can have so much Maelstrom you just don't know what the fuck to do with it. So
yeah, there are moments where you're gonna have procs and whatnot that you're gonna have so much Maelstrom that you're not gonna be able to spend this shit. You're gonna be GTD limited, like extremely.
Maelstrom is such a fucking mouthful. I mean, they've got to come up with something better.
Right? I'm gonna call it MPS. Maelstrom per second. I'm bringing back the mana per second and Maelstrom per second shit. Right? And so you have generators. Your auto attacks are gonna generate Maelstrom, which is gonna be a big deal, and the reason why we're gonna be generating a lot of Maelstrom later, because you're gonna have a lot of buffs that's gonna affect your attack speed. Wind Fury is gonna be huge. It's gonna be a huge.
It's coming
deal.
back to the totem, isn't it?
Well, the totem is for other people. No, the totem's fuck the totem. The totem's not going to be awesome.
I don't know what I read.
The totem's not going to be awesome. There's another
talent
talent that's going to be awesome. The totem's not going to be awesome.
Tell me about it.
Taking the totem away. Totem's not in the list. There's going to be a talent that's going to give everybody, like other people in your party, like say if you're looking at 3s, they're going to give. Every time I hit Stormstrike, it's going to give you Wind Fury. How awesome is that going to be? I'm going to hit Stormstrike fucking every 10 seconds minimum.
That turbo cleave though.
Yeah, right. The major cooldown for Enhancement Shaman is going to be Feral Spirits, which is going to be cool. Feral Spirits can do a lot of things except heal you. Right now, it looks like Feral Spirits is going to be completely offensive. It's not going to be a defensive cooldown.
It's both right now, which is
right now it's both, which is really cool.
Which is very versatile and very you have to decide.
Well, it's not a great offensive cooldown. It's a great defensive cooldown. It can be. When glyphed, but it's not a great offensive cooldown. It's in PvE setting, it's worth hitting, and a PvP setting, it's like you hit it, you do it. And
you have decisions to make. I feel like I don't know how you feel about this, but to me, just on the outside and on the surface of what you're saying, to me it feels like they're taking away a little bit of depth. Whereas with Feral Spirits right now, you want to either save it for a time where you're in a lot of fucking trouble, or you're trying to nuke somebody, or you're trying to nuke a boss or whatever, and you fucking smash it.
In PvE, there was never no. You hit Feral Spirits on cooldown. It was worth the cooldown. It gave you a DPS increase. You always hit it on cooldown. You never saved it. Ever.
So in PvP, that's where the decision actually comes in.
PvP, there's more decision, right? But another cool thing, Shaman's getting her single target stun. The cool thing about it is, if they're immune to stuns, it's going to hit for twice the damage, and it's going to be a truck. I like that.
So it's essentially Stormbolt.
Stormbolt don't hit for extra if someone.
It hits extra if you're immune to stun.
All right, so Shaman's getting Stormbolt. Cool. So it doesn't have a 40-yard range. Shamans are also getting charge, motherfucker. Charge.
What? I haven't read this.
Yeah, in Ghost Wolf, they're gonna call it. I can't remember what it's called, but you're gonna get the charge in Ghost Wolf. It's a PvP talent.
Poon? Are you getting Poon?
No. Yeah,
Some
getting
little
Poon.
feral lunge.
Getting Poon, right?
All right.
So,
All right. Hold on.
no.
Hold on.
No, hold
We've
on.
used it enough. We're giving away this T-shirt today. Hold on. I got to get the camera angle right. The road to BlizzCon is all about the blank and the blank. Now, to win this T-shirt,
can't remember
you have
those
to
parts.
comment. To win this T-shirt, you have to comment on the YouTube video, and you have to use the word "poon." The post with the most likes with the use of the word "poon" gets the T-shirt.
At what time period?
Let's give it a couple weeks. 2 weeks from today.
A couple weeks. I say 2 weeks. I say
Our
one.
next
next show, you
podcast.
mean?
Our next podcast,
All right.
I will have chosen a winner.
Fair enough. So the Shaman gameplay, Enhanced Shaman's gonna be fast, and sometimes it's gonna be so fucking fast you're not gonna be able to spend all your Maelstrom. And
Like a
that's
commercial.
gonna be awesome, right? Yeah, it was a commercial, like a YouTube commercial.
Break.
No, we're not breaking. We're running out of time. We got to get through this shit.
Oh, we're out of time.
We might cut
Been
the
out of
Warrior
time.
shit off.
I know.
Yep, next week. And so like practice is gonna go crazy, and just like Survival Hunters, your uptime on the target because of your enhanced weapons and what they give to your party members it's gonna be a huge deal. You want to maximize every second you can on your target, and that's gonna be a big deal.
I think for PvP, that's really going to hurt.
No, it's the same thing now. Really, honestly, it's the same thing now. In Legion, and right now your auto attacks do a lot of damage. In Legion, they're gonna do way more damage, and I'm cool with that. Let's see what else. Talent effects on gameplay. There's a lot of good decisions. A couple rows are kind of weird, but there are definitely PvP influences in your PvE talents. I think that's gonna change.
Yeah.
Artifact.
I really don't understand why they're not completely separate.
Your artifact has very little. It's just basic increases to the abilities you're already going to do. There's only 2 points. The very
Feel
first one,
stronger.
Doom Winds. You hit this button and all your attacks generate Wind Fury. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking
So is
shit.
Wind Fury? Is it just a strike based buff, like it expires after you hit something twice?
Nope. When your auto attacks can generate 3 extra attacks, right? So you get a Wind Fury buff and you hit the thing 3 extra times. That's
For whatever your next ability is.
No,
Auto attack.
auto attacks.
Oh,
Three
okay.
extra auto
got
attacks.
you.
You do, right?
I got you.
That in itself can be upwards, can be anywhere between
Completely dependent on the class.
12 Maelstrom to like 30
Adds
Maelstrom,
up.
depending on how much you're generating at the time, right? That
That-
can be huge.
The impact of Wind Fury is completely dependent on the class and what they're using.
Yeah, well, for Shaman, it's going to be awesome. Go fuck yourself.
I'm just saying, like, me as a Fury Warrior, or I'm sorry, as an Arms Warrior, as your fucking threes partner, Arms Warrior auto attacks hit for a lot.
Yeah, right? And
that's so fucking sweet. Give me Wind Fury.
everything's going to enhance Turbo Cleave. Like, this is...
But as a
melee
rogue,
cleave comps, it's going to be... No, rogues are going to like this, too. Especially combat, with the
yeah,
swords and
sure. But as a sub rogue, you're like, well, 3 auto attacks.
No, well, that's more...
I'd say like
poison.
assassination with poison under weapons. That's 2 more chances of application. Right?
Strawberries on my pancakes.
Like I said, like in the PvP, it's gonna play to cleave teams. I think Shaman's gonna find their way into different comps, other than just Turbo Cleave. right now, enhancement shamans anyway. And here's the coolest thing. And so like the prestige levels, enhanced shaman is going to be the easiest to reset because you get some great benefits out of the first column that you unlock first. You get great benefit out of that. The value for that first column is going to be awesome. So it's not going to hurt you as bad as some other classes to reset your PvP talents.
I don't understand why we can't not have PvE talents and PvP talents, why we can't just have a completely separate PvP tree and put all of those different PvE perks in it, and you unlock them all as you go.
I don't like what you're talking about right now.
I don't care. We can talk about that later because that's way more in depth than we need to get right now.
Right. All right. So we had planned on talking about warriors, but we bogged down on hunters.
Yeah, we can say that for later. That's no big deal. Yep. I got warriors. I got your backs, bros.
Right. Yeah, we got your backs.
Hunter trapped us.
Because I love me some warriors. Eric loves him some warriors. So
Pettit and I both love warriors. We're warriors at heart for sure. That was our first.
You're an everything at heart.
No, I'm a warrior at heart, bro. It's like I started the warrior first, and I played him all the way until fucking Cataclysm. That's all I played was a warrior.
So, I think we have some viewer submitted questions, which are kind of entertaining.
They're very entertaining, and most of them
come from Jared.
Via Jared.
Yeah, our rogue special guest from a few podcasts ago. Jared submitted about 15 questions. We could only do like 2. Because his fucking questions are they're not sanitary.
They get lunatic. Yep. They get lunatic. So, I'll let you ask the first one, Pettit, because I'm not.
All right. Eric first. This is going to get crazy. Fuck one, marry one, and kill one. Now, you can also choose from Sean, who is normally here.
Yes. Your 3 hosts, basically.
Eric first.
I would fuck Pettit, I would marry Arid, and I would kill Sean. Easy. I've already thought about this.
I thought about it too. I was like, how am I going to go about this?
That's all that's going to happen right there. It's going to be way more awkward for Arid than it is for us.
All right, Arid.
I don't know. All the options seem like a lot of work.
All right, Arid. All right. Just give a person a 1 and a 2 and a 3. What? Who gets the 1?
What's the 1?
1 second.
1 second.
I don't think she wants to answer this.
No. All right. So for me, wait, what?
I don't know. It's a lot of work to think about it too.
Who gets the 1?
No. I just want to know which one of us you would marry versus the other 2.
And wait, for Arid, which one would you marry? Which one?
You all have kids.
It doesn't matter. We're not. Take that out of the equation.
Yeah. Which one would you marry and which one would you kill?
No. I just want to know which one. No, just which one you would marry. We don't care about the killing.
Oh, I know it's not me. It's probably Sean. He's stable.
Yeah.
Who you marrying?
I haven't really ever thought of this line of thinking.
Okay, which one would you kill? Come on. All right, that's easy.
That's a lot more work.
Come on now.
How do you relate this to work? It's like pure desire. Come on.
Listen, if you could get away with it scot-free and no one is ever going to know and someone else would do it for you, who are you killing?
Do it. Say it.
No, it's planning?
No, you don't have to plan.
No, all you have to do is say the name. That's it. Someone else is going to take care of it for you.
What's going on here?
I know who it's going to be. I already know who the answer is.
I know who it's going to be, too.
Say it.
Come on, Aaron. Just do it. Just pull the trigger. That's all you got to do.
Oh, that's very literal.
Alright. You must say it for you?
But then I would have less people to listen to.
It's like not apocalyptic. This is like, you have to kill this person if you die.
She's so resistant.
Oh, wait, so you're asking who has the most meat to eat?
Just say it. You'd kill Pettit before anybody else. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Come on, Aaron. You know. Just say yes. You kill me before anybody else, right?
This is what's happening. Sean's one of your BFF. I relate to you better than Pettit. And you don't like Pettit when he's drunk.
I'm the most alien. Just say it. Me right.
It's gonna be Pettit. If you have to
Yep.
sacrifice somebody, that's where you'd start. You're like, well, I'm not gonna do any of the other to pet it. Might as well kill him. All right, we figured that out. All right, second question.
Interesting way of
All
quantifying.
Yeah, all right. If Playboy is no longer putting naked women in their magazines, doesn't that just make it Cosmo for men?
This is fucking. I mean, really? Like, no, it makes it a shittier version of Maxim because Maxim has some very intriguing and awesome articles, whereas Playboy has some decent articles. Maxim brings me back to. I'll just give you an example. I was reading Maxim one day, and they had an article about Tucker Max, and I remember being deployed and reading.
Tucker Max.
Yeah, I remember being deployed and reading his book. Do you think they serve beer in hell? And I'm like, oh fuck, what's Tucker Max doing right now? And they gave us a whole bio of what he's doing right now.
Dude, Tucker Max tries butt sex. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I read
Playboy
that.
doesn't really do anything like that. They do like Fortune 500 or some shit.
I think
They say they aren't going to do full nudes, but it doesn't necessarily imply that scantily clad is not going to be their common fare.
I think
after
they
that.
should have went the other way.
yeah. Well, I think was it Maxim? At one point, I think Maxim was like trying to compete with Playboy. Then they're like, nah, shut her down. I'm gonna go this route.
It's the other way around now.
And like GQ, yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, I'd say it makes it Cosmo for men.
Well,
I don't think I'd. The only reason I get, honestly, I don't get Playboy for the fucking articles. I get Playboy for the naked chicks.
do you get Playboy?
No. Who does that shit with
Yeah, who? I mean, honestly, let's just be for real here. Who the fuck cares about magazine subscriptions anymore?
right? All right. Okay. Last question. Jared wants to know what happened to the questions for episodes 7 and 8.
I'm glad you got this one because.
Yeah, I got it. It's right here. Fuck you, Jared. You will never know.
Bing.
Go fuck yourself. It's not something I need to justify to you.
And that does it. We'll do Warriors next week with hopefully a couple more classes. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Eric?
Good talking to y'all. It was a fun time. We rambled a bit, but there's some good info out there. And if you dig hard.
Aridian? Have a good
Bye.
night.
Yep, catch you later.
Sean says that all of your dads and moms say goodbye.
Oh, your dads.
So Walt Donkey signing this bitch off. Oh, get that T-shirt. Get that fucking T-shirt.